They called it a wall of protection, but what if I told you it's built on a mountain of corpses? Beneath every stone, a soul cries out. Tonight, we uncover the horror China tried to bury. Welcome to the forbidden graves of the Great Wall. This is the longest cemetery on Earth. The Great Wall of China stretches over 21,000 kilometers, cutting through mountains, deserts, and forests. For centuries, it's snaked across the landscape like the spine of a mythical beast. It's been praised as an architectural marvel, an incredible feat of engineering, a testament to human endurance, and most importantly, as a shield. Legend says it kept barbarians out, protecting the Middle Kingdom from marauding hordes. But what if there's a secret buried beneath all those stones? What if the wall that was supposed to protect China actually swallowed something far worse? I am your host, and you are watching this channel. Join me tonight as we follow in the footsteps of explorers and archaeologists to unearth the truth. We'll peer into long abandoned watchtowers, lost villages, and forgotten battlegrounds. And by the end, we'll discover why the Great Wall is more than just a tomb for millions of soldiers and civilians. It's also a silent grave for a horrifying secret that China has tried to bury forever. It began under Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. He was a ruthless tyrant who sought to impose order and control on his vast empire. But his greatest legacy is the wall he built, a barrier against the nomadic tribes of the north. Under his rule, almost 1 million men were conscripted to work on the project. Peasants were pulled from their fields, scholars from their books, and criminals from their cells. All of them, regardless of social standing, were branded with a red seal, given a shovel, and ordered to dig. And if any of them dared slow down, they got no food, water, or sleep until they collapsed from exhaustion and died. And if you think that sounds brutal, wait till you hear this. The Great Wall was built with mortar made from human bones. Human bones! Archaeologists found remains of workers sealed inside the foundations, their bones fused with limestone. They weren't buried after death. They were entombed to die within the wall itself. They were offerings, sacrifices. Over the centuries, various Chinese emperors worked to expand and reinforce the wall. Each added their own sections, watchtowers, garrisons, each layer made with the same terrifying method. Prisoners, concubines, servants, and soldiers were sealed up, trapped forever in the cold embrace of the wall. But that's not all. In some places, the wall isn't just a barrier, it's a cage. Locals say the ghost of one unfortunate worker still walks the ramparts. His name was Early Tu, and he haunts the section of wall near the village of Simitai. One day in the 16th century, Ali came across a hidden cave while working. Inside, he found strange markings on the walls, evidence of a civilization that lived there before him. Excited, he reported his discovery to his officers, but they saw only trouble. The local magistrate had already declared the area closed to all outsiders. To appease the gods, he demanded a sacrifice, and Ali was chosen. He was chained up and sealed inside the wall with an inscription saying, "He who trespassed and brought disaster upon the state." Villagers believe his spirit still paces the wall at night, searching for an escape. In fact, stories like these aren't just folklore. There are reports from throughout history of people disappearing along the Great Wall, vanishing without a trace. Even today, despite being a tourist attraction, people go missing. Hikers disappear, camera crews vanish, and entire tour groups vanish. Some say they get lost in the labyrinthine path of the wall, which stretches over such long distances, but others believe something sinister is at play, that unseen forces pull travelers away from the living world and into the clutches of the Great Wall. You might be thinking this is getting ridiculous, a talking wall, ghost stories, human sacrifices. But here's the thing. All of this is rooted in reality. The legend of the wall swallowing people whole may have started with the construction of the wall itself. When the emperor first ordered the building of the wall, He envisioned a structure so massive that it would be impossible to breach, a barrier that would forever separate China from the nomadic tribes to the north. The wall was designed with deep trenches, high towers, and deadly traps. Thousands of spikes protruded from its surface, designed to make anyone who touched it bleed. Moat surrounded the wall at strategic points, filled with crocodiles and venomous snakes. Guards patrolled day and night, ready to shoot anyone who got too close, with crossbows loaded with poisoned arrows. Many who tried to scale the wall didn't make it to the top. They fell to their deaths, their bodies left to rot against the stones. Those who did reach the top usually didn't stay there long. Life for the soldiers stationed on the wall was harsh. They lived in cramped, dark barracks, constantly on edge, expecting an attack at any moment. Food was scarce, often rotting and infested with rats, and disease ran rampant. Those who didn't die in battle often died anyway, their bodies wasted away by the elements and loneliness. But some sources claim that the horrors of the wall went beyond even this. Soldiers stationed on the wall claimed that at night they heard knocking from inside the stones. At first they thought it was mice scurrying in the darkness. Then they realized it was something else entirely. Someone or something was trapped inside the wall, trying to claw their way out, desperate for freedom, clawing at the bars of their stony tomb. Some said they saw hands trying to claw their way out, pale and emaciated, reaching for salvation. Others went mad, jumping off towers rather than face the terrors within the wall. Some claimed to see faces peering out from the bricks, eyes wide and pleading, silently begging for mercy. All of this could be dismissed as insanity, except for one detail. Some of the soldiers who manned the wall saw the same things, the same ghastly apparitions, the same spectral figures. They weren't all mad. So what did they see? Was it just the stress of duty or something more sinister? Could there really be ghosts sealed within the Great Wall, trapped forever, trying to break free? There's one spot in particular that's infamous for its ghostly activity. It's in a remote region in Gansu province, a place where the Great Wall winds its way through rugged mountains and desolate plains. Here, the air is heavy with the scent of dust, and the wind whistles a mournful tune through the ruins of old watchtowers. According to legend, the wall holds the restless spirit of a young woman. Her name was Zhao Meng, and she lived a simple life as a farmer's daughter. But her peaceful existence was shattered one day when the emperor's soldiers came to her village looking for forced laborers to work on the Great Wall. Her father resisted, but it was no use. Soon he and his daughter were forced away from their home, joining the long line of captives being led towards the wall. When they arrived at the construction site, Zhao Meng's father was put to work laying stones. But she was singled out by a cruel commander. He took her to a secluded spot and chained her up, forcing her to watch as he and his men finished a particularly treacherous section of the wall. He told her that once completed, she would be sealed inside, becoming part of the wall itself. Terrified, Zhao Meng cried out, begging for mercy. She told the commander she was a virgin, soon to be married, and pleaded with him to let her live out her life in freedom. But the commander was unmoved. He saw only an opportunity to please himself and ensure the completion of the wall. With a cruel smile, he locked her in a small chamber within the wall and left her there alone. For days, Zhao Meng cried out for help, but no one answered. She paced her tiny prison, the rough stones scraping at her skin, her mind slowly unraveling. Eventually she stopped crying and fell silent. When the soldiers returned to the wall, they found Zhao Meng dead, her body curled up in a corner, her eyes staring blankly ahead. They didn't release her body, though. Instead, they sealed her inside the wall, trapping her forever. Now, locals say that after dusk, you can hear her wailing as the wind whistles through the cracks in the wall. Some have even seen her ghost, a pale, translucent figure in a tattered red dress, forever searching for a way out of her stony prison. So what's the truth? Is the Great Wall of China nothing more than a tomb for countless souls, a silent graveyard of history? Or are there truly ghosts trapped within its cold embrace, wailing eternally for their lost freedom? Maybe it's best we don't know the answer. For if there's anything scarier than ghosts, it's the knowledge that behind every legend there's a darker truth. And behind the Great Wall of China, there are secrets that the emperors themselves would do anything to keep buried. If you liked this journey into the shadows of history, hit subscribe, because the truth is always darker than the legends, and the Great Wall is just the beginning.